Oh, hey everybody, what's up? I'm the Godfather. I'm back again. We're doing another review video. I'm actually going to knock out, I think, 2 products in one, so you guys stay with me. The first one is a blow-off valve. Now, first let me say, this product is from DNA Motoring, the same company that made the wastegate. I bought it through Speed Daddy. Again, very common eBay store. I was very unhappy because they sent me the wrong part. Now, admittedly, the part numbers were very similar, and I get that. Things mess up in shipping, but there's a picture of the part on my order. I tried to fix it with them, and they just refused to send me the right part. They were trying to do partial refunds and crap like that, so I just said F them. And I stuck with the part I got because it's really not a bad part, and it's going to be replaced with a high quality component eventually anyways. These parts are more to just get the car tunable, up and running, and get it making boost as fast as possible. And then over time we'll upgrade to high quality vibrant lines and turbo smart components and precision turbochargers, maybe even go with a spa manifold. So at the end of the day, I guess I wasn't too butthurt, but the packaging was this mess that we've got here. Okay, cardboard cutouts. Again, the packaging is not what's important with these parts, and that's where these guys are cutting a lot of costs. So the blow-off valve is a replica of a Turbo Smart race port. Now, they have 2 variations of this that have a male and a female flange. This one is a vent to atmosphere through a funnel. They have one that vents to atmosphere where the valve opens up in blow-through chambers down here. This just happened to be the one I was sent. Again, I didn't really pick this blow-off valve, so be wary when you're dealing with Speed Daddy. I'm not saying it's a bad company. They did great on some of the other components they sent me, but customer service stands to be desired a little bit. It's not a bad little blow-off valve. It's got a 35 psi spring in it. Yeah, we're gonna have to change that because I'm not gonna run anywhere near any of this kind of boost. But it's real cut and dry. It comes with a V-band flange, a weld-on flange for your intercooler piping, and a gasket. Now you're gonna want to stretch that gasket a little bit before you put it on, or you're gonna end up ripping a hole in it. But it goes together nicely, and I've tested it with a vacuum line on it from the car, and it definitely opens up and does what it's supposed to do. So as far as that goes, it's not really that important. Blow-off valves, the way they work is your turbocharger is making a ridiculous amount of boost inside your intercooler piping and your intercooler itself, all the way up to your throttle body. Now, in instances where your throttle body is closed, like, for example, shifting gears in a manual transmission car, there's no chance for that boost to go anywhere. Your turbocharger is still making boost, but it has nowhere to go. This is how it gets out of your system. It comes after the intercooler and before the throttle body. As close to the throttle body as you can get it, preferably. But you run a vacuum line to a vacuum source. I recommend running a 6-port vacuum block. Really doesn't matter who makes it as long as it seals up properly. And you can run all your turbocharger components off of that. But it's going to relieve the excess pressure when it senses that vacuum and allow this valve to open up. And it prevents what we call turbo surge or compressor surge. Now, there's a lot of turbochargers out there that have anti-surge features on them. And if you remember the video I did on the turbo, that's actually what these are. These are anti-surge cutouts, so that when air comes back towards the turbocharger and it wants to start chopping it up, it has a small relief area. There's a lot of anti-surge equipment that you can buy, but it's really not that big a deal if you're not running massive amounts of boost. And for the short amount of time that the throttle body is closed between shift changes, it really isn't going to do as much damage as you think. So a cheap and generic blow-off valve actually isn't a horrible way to go. There's no reason in the world to spend $300 on this component. What do you want, Lord? What do you want? This is my mascot. She likes to get up here and check out the car parts. Is that blow-off valve? Is that blow-off valve, baby? He's a good girl. Yeah, Chinese dog too. But there's no reason to spend as much money as you could on this part. I just recommend that you take it apart, check your internals, make sure everything's functioning the way it should, and just go with what you like. Get you a knockoff HKS sequential, get you a knockoff Turbo Smart, a knockoff Greddy. If you're one of those guys that just has to have a name brand, by all means, if you have the money, go nuts. But if you don't, like me, and you're one of these guys on a budget, just get you something you can live with. Check your internals. Be meticulous about checking the machining and the parts, and as long as it's good, there's no reason that this shouldn't function as good as a high dollar blow-off valve. And that's the same with all of these parts. As long as you're checking quality and making sure that you're getting the best of what they could have offered you, there's nothing to worry about. Now, we have another box from DNA Motoring, and I bought this actually direct from the company. This is an electronic boost controller. I didn't go through Speed Daddy for this. The packaging, I was actually really happy with this because it all fit nice and neat and perfectly in the box. The box showed up and I was just tickled. It was like Christmas. But this is a dual stage electronic boost controller. For us guys that can't afford the E-Street boost management from Turbo Smart or the AEM True Boost Controller, Gauge, I think it comes in a little gauge, and several other, there's the ProFec from Greddy. If you can't afford something like that, and you're just going to be running low PSIs anyway, this is an outstanding option. Now, this is a replica of the Turbo Smart electronic dual stage boost controller. Comes with a nice little mounting bracket that I've already installed for the purpose of the video. But it has power and ground wires that come out and a vacuum port line with a very small little hole on it. The line that come with it, I was pleasantly impressed with. It's not kinked. It's very high quality. I think it'll hold under boost just fine. And it came with a nice little T that needs to be thread taped very badly. Comes with a nice little T and even gives you a direction of flow for your boost. You put this T on the line between your wastegate and your turbo, and it allows it to sense boost pressure and regulate boost pressure from there. And it attaches to a rocker switch that goes inside your car. Now this one has 3 prongs because the little rocker switch lights up. If you don't want a glowing red neon rocker switch in your car, you can just do like I did and go get you a nice little generic one that's got a solid cover, no lights, nothing super fancy, and find somewhere really sleeper to install it in the car. It has wires for extension to allow you to extend your control wires for the boost controller, as well as all the clamps and washers necessary to put the line on. I haven't tested it yet, but as far as it goes, it feels like a very solid product. Torn it apart and checked out the internals. The check spring and ball are in great condition. I think it'll work out fine. And we'll just find a nice low-key mounting port for it in the engine bay and run the lines up through the firewall. I definitely recommend a boost controller if you're going to run a turbo on any car, any setup whatsoever. I definitely recommend running a boost controller. So if you guys want a link in the description to buy these parts, let me know. Give me reviews, give me feedback, tell me what you think if you have any questions or concerns. I definitely recommend both products. Again, not happy with the service from Speed Daddy. If you guys want to know a little bit more about that, just message me. But as far as it goes, we're wrapping up all the components we need. You guys stay tuned and we'll make another video. Thanks.